Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin. We're joined by Angel from That Strange Show.
Hey.
And always, Tony has 9.
What is going on, people?
It was a mess. I apologize. And Tony, would you like to introduce our very special guest?
Sure. Tonight we have on Michael Leavy from Fuzz on the Lens Productions, but he's also the director of the upcoming movie Stream.
Yes, Stream. We've been seeing a bit about that on social media. A couple of our, horror icons that we're all big fans of. Promoting it, and this script or this cast is legendary. So yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about the actual movie? Like how long is this story been in play?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you guys for having me on. It's truly an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. Looking forward to a great show. And just to touch a little bit upon what you were talking about with Stream, we wrote the script, me and a few of my partners and a few guys, we wrote the script back in 2016. So we've been trying to get this movie made for quite some time. The idea kind of sprung board from the idea of modernizing horror and taking a slasher film and bringing it into the 21st century. Too many times now we've been seeing the same kind of regurgitation with horror movies where there's nothing fresh, there's nothing new. And not that we don't love them, I'm happy to see Halloween 12 now, and the new Scream trailer dropped today, and obviously being a horror fan, that's always has a place in my heart. But as horror fans, we also want to see something new, something exciting, something fresh that we can look forward to for the next 40 years. So we said, okay, what can we do to kind of do something different that horror fans can jump on board and be excited about? And what was going on in the world around that time was the boom of cryptocurrency. And then also we kind of tapped into the dark web aspects of things, and then said, okay, we have a pretty cool story here. We think that we can put forth a modernized slasher 21st century horror film in a creative, cool way. So that's really how it all kind of started and then took off from there.
Nice. And you're directing, and you're also one of the writers on this one.
Correct. Yes.
So, for those who don't know about Fuzz on the Lens and about Mike, and first off, too, actually, Sergio's in the chat room. He wants to say hi to everyone. And then we have a Brendan. I think he may know you, Brendan.
Oh, Brendan. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's actually one of the contributors on the Indiegogo campaign. He's also a huge fan of Terrifier, and he's become a great friend, through this whole process.
Well, that's awesome. And actually, Daniel John is in the room as well, saying hi.
He's great.
What up? Yeah, Daniel's the man.
Yeah, he just wrapped a great project that I had the pleasure of being a part of too in a little way.
Really?
So, yeah, that was fun.
Oh man, we were gonna go up and visit the set, and we weren't able to, unfortunately. It just didn't work out. But I'm excited about that. But I'm excited about this as well. Exactly. So you mentioned Terrifier. For those out there who don't know who Michael is or Fuzz on the Lens, you are in Terrifier, and you guys helped produce Terrifier, right?
Correct. Yes, I was. There's something here. I was Will the Exterminator in the original Terrifier. I got this as a gift from someone.
Oh, nice.
So I was the exterminator that got his head decapitated in the first movie, and then we were producers and producing the second Terrifier, and also I was the assistant director on Terrifier 2 as well.
Oh, really? Nice. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. And that's another one that so many people are just looking forward to. And it's I don't know. There's all these really cool movies that were kind of announced or started working on before the whole pandemic thing, and thankfully they weren't just like put to the side, you know?
Yeah, we were working really, really hard on Terrifier 2, and we were almost done. And then boom, COVID hit, the pandemic hit, and that really delayed us quite a bit. But, you know, that's life. That's what happens. But we kept with it. And then once we wrapped Terrifier 2, most of the cast and crew, well, I shouldn't say cast, most of the crew and some of the cast from that, like David Howard Thornton and this great young actor, Wesley Holloway, we came over and did stream. So Damien actually also did the practical, gory, bloody effects on stream as well. So it was nice to keep that unit and keep that cohesion and go into a new project.
Yeah. You guys working together, and we know that he can bring the gore. So hopefully,
I see that a lot. Everybody working within the same group.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
No,
there's a lot of just huge names attached to this movie, which I think is great. Do you want to go through and maybe just mention some of the people that you have involved?
Sure. Yeah, sure. So we have Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator, Danielle Harris, Halloween 4, 5, Hatchet. Everybody knows her resume. Tim Reed from Stephen King's It. And the funny thing about Tim is this is actually his first horror movie since doing It. He doesn't really like horror movies much. He just did It, but he really enjoyed the script, and we hit it off. I was one of the producers on the Pennywise story of It. It, the story Pennywise documentary. And that's where I met Tim on that. We also have Felissa Rose, Daniel Roebuck, Dave Sheridan from Scary Movie, Bob Adrian, Bill Wilkins from Conjuring 2, Dee Wallace is in the film. So those are just some of the Terry Alexander from Day of the Dead, Mark Holton from Leprechaun. So the list goes on and on. We have a great cast of horror icons and genre greats. And then we also have a few that we haven't announced just yet. One in particular is a huge horror icon that everybody knows. Everybody's seen the work from this particular person, and hopefully in the next coming days to weeks, we can announce who that is.
Awesome. So I know that looking at the campaign and everything, most of it's been shot, but you guys are still doing fundraising, and there's still options for people to actually be in the movie, right?
Correct. Yeah. So we shot majority of the movie, about 90% of it, during the height of the pandemic. We shot in literally, we thought everything was trending down, and we said, all right, January we'll go into production, and that's right after the holidays. Everything spiked. But we were locked in. We were ready to go. We didn't want to miss out on some opportunities. So we said, okay, we're going to do this. But in order to do this, we had to keep everybody safe. So we had to shift a lot of our post-production budget over into keep, COVID protocols, weekly testing, PPE, HEPA filters for the rooms, masks, the whole nine. So because of that, we ended up, sacrificing our later portion of the budget and kind of kicking the can down the road. So that's one of the reasons why we're running the Indiegogo campaign. And then the other one was we left a couple of scenes open, and we said, why not give an opportunity for people that are just like us, real deal horror fans, to jump on board with this project, to do something fun, something special, something creative. Because, I know when we ran the Terrifier 2 campaign, there were still people that were like, I can't believe I didn't know you were running this. So, and they were upset that they missed it. So we just wanted to open up that floor, give that opportunity to have good people who love the genre as much as we do. Because we're just horror fans making movies for our fans. So we wanted to give them an opportunity to join us on this project, especially something that we're so passionate about, something we believe in. So, come on board, help us out if you can, contribute, be a part of the team. And that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. And there's other options too. Like if it's something where I was looking at the little tiers as well, and there's some lower price ones where you can still get some really cool stuff, some physical media when it comes out, and all that. I know that we'll be all over that.
We're trying to just make sure that you get your money's worth. I can't stand when campaigns just kind of ask for your money and run, or they're not really giving you something good in exchange. So every day I'm with my team talking about what can we offer, what can't we offer, how can we make this better, how can we make this a much cooler experience. So every day we're constantly reworking the campaign, updating things, and so far it's been a success. We've gone through 2 levels now. Didn't think we'd get here. We'd hope we would, but you don't really know when you run these kinds of things. They're really, really tough. And now we're at level 3. And if we can accomplish this part of it, we can, potentially shoot another big kill scene, maybe involve somebody from Indiegogo in it, and even get another horror icon on board and a part of this thing.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I mean, you got 20 days left, and you're double your flex goal already. So
that's pretty big.
A lot of interest in the project.
Yeah, which is humbling too, because when you put something out in the world, you don't know how people are going to respond. So it's nice that everybody is enjoying this and getting what we're trying to do, and it's had a great response thus far.
Nice. Tony, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna, because you brought up how you're, horror fans making movie for horror fans. Was there one movie that you watched that you're like, okay, this is what I want to do? Like, was there one thing that you're like, okay, because how many times do we talk about, we're horror fans, but we never took that leap to, actually do something. Was there one thing you watch and you're like, I have to do this?
Now, you mean in general of filmmaking or just for this particular movie?
In filmmaking in general.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a cliche answer, I feel, nowadays, but definitely Halloween ranks up there as one of the ones that I saw and was really wanted to do this. Another one that no one ever says, but I have no shame in saying it, the original Leprechaun. I remember watching that movie and just because I'm a comedy guy too. And that had a nice mix of comedy, horror, and it was weird. And it was different, which anybody knows our work. We have some weird movies like Abnormal Attraction. And so you can kind of see that too in our films. So I'd say definitely those two in the horror world. Also, Nightmare on Elm Street was a big inspiration and showing that you can go beyond just what we see here in the physical world. And, you can kind of exploit things with the nightmares and the dreams and do some really creative stuff.
Mm. So would that be like the same answer? Because Sergio is asking your favorite horror movie. Would it be the same answer, or do you have like something that you would say like, okay, this affected me? So I mean, it's the same answer, yes, but I'll give Sergio one extra one. Stephen King's It, the original one with Tim Curry's Pennywise. For some reason, that movie scarred me. Maybe I saw it at the right age when I was a kid. I was around the same age as the Losers Club there. That movie freaked me out. I couldn't go into a shower for a long time without being forced. Nowadays, I watch it and you can see how campy it kind of is, but there's still a special place in my heart for that. And I think it's still a disturbing movie if you really, take a look at some of the elements that are in it. Oh, yeah. When I was a kid, it totally, it was like, for a made-for-TV movie especially, it really hit home for me. Yeah. The only thing is I don't think it holds up as much as like something like Salem's Lot now for me, but it's still, it affected me quite a bit. Right. I mean, and Tim Curry's performance is second to none. It's unbelievable. I mean, I always talk about, I wish we can see a version of the new It with those kids, right? And nothing against the original, but like just how they were together. Their what's the word? They're gelling, how they come together, how they, their continuity, whatever. And Tim Curry is the clown. I'd love to see a movie where that somewhere in the universe would ever exist, but use computers, someone do it. Right.
Because that's the one thing, I mean, which is, I guess, a beauty and a curse at the same time. Because I know a lot of people, when it's either when they make a remake, not a lot of people know that, there is an original beforehand. I think a lot of people went and kind of combined the two, like Skarsgård and Tim Curry. Yeah. But there's other movies where they're like, they don't even check the original. Right. So they don't even know there's, something that it is remade. But at least with it, I saw, I look on Instagram or whatever, and it looked like they compared the two. Yeah. So and at least there's a lot of pictures too of Tim and Skarsgård together and stuff. So I think they both had really powerful performances for different reasons. And I think that because of that, they're both iconic in their own way, So, yeah. For sure. We do have the Indiegogo trailer that I wanted to play. So for those that are watching, that they haven't checked it out, you still have some time to go be part of this. And you said it's 20 days. Yes, just 20 days as of now. Yep. Okay, so for those listening, you still have some time because this is going to come out next Thursday. You still have some time to get in on it. But here is the Indiegogo trailer for stream. And here we go.
Hi, I'm Michael Leavy, and I'm the director of the upcoming horror film Stream. First and foremost, I want to thank you for checking out our Indiegogo campaign. For those of you who don't know us, our production company, Fuzz and the Lens, recently wrapped production on Terrifier 2. I was a producer on that project, as well as the assistant director, and you may also recognize me as Will the Exterminator in the original Terrifier film.
I'm Jason Levy, and I'm one of the producers on Stream as well. You may have come across some of our other work, which includes viral videos on YouTube such as Halloween 60 and our last feature film called Abnormal Attraction.
And I'm Steve Della, another producer as well as a cinematographer of Stream. After hearing Jason list all these things we've done, you may be thinking, these guys are great. They're all set. What are they doing Indiegogo for? And you'd be right. We are great. But we're nothing without your support.
We're here to offer you the opportunity to come and join us in changing the face of horror, because we are really excited to be making this film. It's a passion project made for horror fans by horror fans, and we have some of the most recognizable faces in the horror community. They include Jeffrey Combs from The Reanimator, Danielle Harris from Halloween 4 and 5, Tim Reed from Stephen King's It, Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo, Felissa Rose from Sleepaway Camp, Daniel Roebuck from The Fugitive, Dave Sheridan from Scary Movie, Mark Holton from Leprechaun and Pee-wee's Big Adventure, and Bob Adrian from The Conjuring 2.
The cast that we have in this film is just blows my mind. The quality and caliber of actor is like, it's just awesome.
I almost feel like I have a little bit of imposter syndrome. I'm like, I almost don't deserve to be here among these people. It's amazing. So many legends. This is like an Expendables version of a horror film.
Along with all the recognizable faces, we also have many more extremely talented cast members who you may not know. At least not yet, anyway. Most notably being Charles Edwin Powell as Roy, Sidney Malakai as Taylor, and Wesley Holloway as Kevin.
What up in your face, man?
Murder.
So those are some of the people you'll see in front of the camera, but just as important are all the people who are behind the camera. To us, it's simple. Gather as many smart and skilled filmmakers as possible, almost all of whom have produced their own films, like Night of the Living Dead 2 and, of course, Terrifier 2. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Preparing to go back outside.
Hold on, show the actors, show the actresses. Show how nice and comfy and dry they are. Look at Michael. Mike looks like he pisses pants.
Pretty much everyone from Terrifier 2 shifted over to Stream.
So the Fuzz Boys are my co-producers on Terrifier 2. So when Mike asked me to come in and do the effects, it's a no-brainer. It's just like, what could I do for you guys?
I did Terrifier because I wanted to learn how to do special effects. And I honestly believe Damien is, I'm going to say, way overrated. No, just kidding. Damien's killer, man.
Wow. I like how where Mike is taking this. I don't think it was supposed to be as graphic as it turned out to be. I think we really sort of pushed the envelope with these kills and made them a lot more interesting and brutal.
Brutal is an understatement whenever Damien is involved. And we can't wait to show you how we've blended his one-of-a-kind style of gritty practical effects with our innovative concept of modern horror. Without giving too much away, our story follows a family as their hotel is overtaken by a group of serial killers playing a sadistic game.
A variation on the old Eagles song, you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Well, you can check in anytime you like, and you're never going to leave.
The thing is, we always feel safe in hotels for some reason. And I don't know why. This might change. This might change things a little bit. At least you're going to come in, you're going to check in, you're going to look around and make sure, or ask questions. What's that camera right there? So that's the creepy part about it. So I liked that it was really real and realistic and could actually happen.
There's a lot more we want to share with you, so check back here for updates and be sure to follow Stream Franchise on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter so you don't miss anything.
There you go. There you go. Right, guys?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I do want to point out, I know, David Howard Thornton said something in there about feeling like he doesn't belong, kind of deal. I totally am just excited for him. I really am psyched that he's able to, he's gonna hold his own in this cast.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think he deserves it. So he's another one he's amazing. So he's a really, really cool guy. So I'm glad to see that, it's continuing for him, you know.
Yeah, he's a very nice, very nice guy, hardworking guy, a lot of fun to be around. So it's really great what he's been able to do just with Art the Clown, and I'm really excited for everybody to see what he does in this film because it's about building and expanding and just continuing that growth, and he really is doing that and knocking it out of the park for sure.
Nice. And I do want to point out that I know you mentioned Tim Reed earlier. If I was to talk with him, I would talk about would be WKRP in Cincinnati. Yeah. That's all I would talk to him about. I used to watch the reruns of that like my whole childhood. And then Daniel, is it Roebuck?
Yeah, Roebuck.
He was in a movie that was like based off of the battle between like Jay Leno.
Yeah, he played Leno. Yep.
Yeah. And same deal. I loved that movie when it came out because I was all about late night TV. So it'd be like
Roebuck is fantastic. Yeah, he's one of those guys that's in like everything, and you don't necessarily know his name, but you definitely know his face.
Totally.
He's that guy.
Yeah. Totally. Oh, I know him, but yeah, he's super cool too, and he's a fantastic actor as well.
Yeah. That's the thing is there's so many like just legends in here. So how did that come to be? Like, how did you get all these people involved? Like, is it just shopping the script out and just seeing who was grabbing it?
Well, it's a little bit of that, and there's a few different ways we approach it. Being in the business now a little bit, as you know, and doing convention stuff, you make friends, and word of mouth also travels far, especially when you continue to work hard and you produce quality work. So that was good that our reputation was there and that it precedes ourselves in that manner. So there was that level of it, knowing people who recommend other people to work with us. And then it was also, for like example, Jeffrey Combs. We had no connection to Jeff whatsoever at first. And other than our stunt coordinator had worked with him on a film called Would You Rather? And we were interested. And when we mentioned it to him, he says, "Oh, I work with Jeff." He goes, "I can get the script to him. But other than that, it's like it's either going to like it or pass." So he read it and he got back to us in literally a day. And Jeff absolutely loved it, got everything that we were doing. And everybody that's come on board really says it's to the scripts, So that's something that I'm very proud of, that we have a strong, cool script that has a lot of character development, has a great story. But, not only has the scares and the blood and the gore that we all love, but it's got some great action to it. It's got some nice peaks up and down, some good twists. So that was something I think that a lot of these people on our cast really took notice to and said, okay, there's a meaning to this film. There's some meat here that they can work with rather than, and listen, I love these kinds of horror films too, but where it's just a kind of gore fest and then there's not really much of a plot. We definitely made sure that we had these characters that you can connect with on many different levels and that the story kind of, is a little bit of a roller coaster. So that was definitely part of it as well. And it just kind of, it works out when you have a good story, a good script, you have hardworking people coming together, you have a good reputation, and it just kind of ends up working out.
That's awesome.
All right. Between this and I do actually own Abnormal Attraction. I did a review on my YouTube channel.
Yep.
Now even this is packed with a whole bunch of people. Is there anyone on your like bucket list that you would want in in your movies that you haven't been able to contact yet? Because I mean, the who's who in stream, and there's a bunch of people in that. Is there anyone that's like, I want that person for either, for the next project or?
Yeah, I mean, in the horror world, since we're talking about that, is I'd love to work with Robert Englund for sure. I have worked with him, not on my own project, though. I worked with him on the movie Fear Clinic that I was a lower-end producer on, and I also played the younger version of him in that film.
Oh, wow.
It ended up not being used in the movie. Some clips of me playing the demon that he played, Black, I did also. That made the cut. But he's a great, great guy, and we hit it off, and we've spoken plenty of times since. But he's someone I'd love to work with eventually on my own project. And then Bruce Campbell, if we're sticking with the horror stuff, for sure. These are some people, and if you go into other genres, there's plenty of people. Joe Pesci, I'd love to work with, but
yeah,
who knows if that's ever going to be a possibility. But
this may be like a stupid question, but is there any non-horror actors that you think should take the jump and you think would do fantastic or do well in horror?
That's a good question, actually. No one's ever asked me that question, so it's definitely I mean, I'm sure there's a ton. None that I could think off the top of my head, other than someone who did do it in a way, and I thought was pretty successful with it. Although I don't like seeing this person in horror movies because I like their comedy work. But Jim Carrey has seemed to kind of treaded that line a little bit, and I think he does okay. A pretty good job for doing that. But I think we're so used to seeing him as being the funny man that nobody even wants to take him serious in those roles.
Right.
Even though I think he is doing a good job in those films.
Yeah, I mean, kind of like with like Robin Williams in 1 Hour Photo. It's
Right, right.
like I know it's blasphemous to say, but I'm not a big Robin Williams fan. Like,
oh wow,
his comedy, I'm just not. But I loved him in 1 Hour Photo, and like I like him in his more serious roles.
Right, but that just shows his range. Yeah, it just shows his
Totally.
range. Like he's in that movie, What Dreams May Come, and I think he's an incredible actor in that film too. So, and that just goes to show you, the kind of range these people have. And again, they kind of just get stuck in this one genre, and then people don't want to see them in anything else, and then they can't really explore, other sides.
Yeah, and that's same goes for most of the. I mean, not most, but a lot of the cast here is a lot of them. From time to time, like I think they get pigeonholed. I mean, you see Dee Wallace jumping out all over the place, but like Felissa, like she does some more like dramatic-y kind of roles, but they're still in horror movies.
Yeah.
I would like to see her do some other stuff.
That's what we tried to do, as Tony knows a little bit with Abnormal Attraction, it was a comedy film. I mean, obviously it had that monster, overtone, campy 80s monster midnight kind of movie, but it was a comedy, at heart. And we had a lot of horror actors in this comedy that I think shine, like Tyler Mane alone, who most people might know as Michael Myers or Sabretooth and X-Men, right? But he, as Bernie the Cyclops, was this lovable, kind of shy, timid character. I thought he nailed that. In my opinion, his best performance, and not just because it's my film, like literally I've seen a ton of Tyler Mane stuff. It's like, I can't believe he's not getting more work or looking to do more stuff like that, because that really showed his range for sure.
Yeah. I think he made a movie called Compound Fracture.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed that as well.
Yeah,
and that showed a little different side to him as well. And like I made a point like after that to go tell him how much I liked it when I saw him at a con, because I know that probably that not a lot of people would bring it up to him because they're just going to have him sign the
the big stuff he did. Yeah, he did that.
Exactly.
I was lucky enough to work with him again after doing Abnormal Attraction. I worked on him and his wife Renee's film Penance Lane, which is a low budget horror film that we did kind of around the time Terrifier was being released, or like right before, and I got to play Scout Taylor Compton's boyfriend in it. But that was another role where Tyler was not in a mask or anything. He was the lead, and that's a fun little movie too for any Tyler Mane fans out there.
Yeah, but what was that one called?
That one's called Penance Lane. It stars actually Danny Roebuck's in that film. That's how I ended up getting to meet Danny. Scout Taylor Compton from the Halloweens. Tyler Mane, his wife Renee Geerlings, and John Schneider, the original Bo Duke from Dukes of Hazzard, is in that film. So it's a nice, rainy night, throw it on, horror film.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is like I like when people kind of like step out of what they're usually known for. So I'll definitely check that out because like I said, I really enjoyed Compound Fracture. Like I even when I went to meet Derek Mears, I had him sign that as opposed to like some of these other things because I'm like I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm sure he loved doing that too, because these are those parts they take risks on, and that they try to tap into their own creativity and do something different.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming back to like someone who isn't in horror, you mentioned Joe Pesci. I could see him in a horror movie. You motherfucker, you.
Without a doubt, he'd be fantastic.
Now I want to see it actually.
Yeah,
we got to sign a petition, make it happen.
Is he still acting now? I know he's getting
very little. Yeah, I mean, he just did the what was it, The Irishman?
Yeah.
And apparently that's his like last thing. I thought that was different for him because he's
Yeah.
usually playing the hothead, flying off the handle kind of guy. And this one, he was so subdued and kind of just laid back, and that was incredible to see.
Yeah. They had to drag him out of the jazz bar for that.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like he has a legacy. He doesn't. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't want to soil his legacy, by doing something that he's not completely happy with,
Yeah, he just doesn't need to do it anymore. I'm sure he's tired of it. I can never understand that. And maybe just because of the point of my career, I'm always hungry. I'm always looking to do something.
Yeah.
So I don't ever understand retiring. But, some people they just had enough, I guess.
Well, maybe one day you'll be there. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'm like, I have all the money I need. Yeah.
Yeah, have him beat someone with a bat.
Right.
Put him in a hole.
For a whole hour and a half. That would be his horror movie. Just beating people with a bat.
Does that make you laugh?
Telling people to get their shine boxes.
So for anybody who's watching that might be, looking into either directing or producing or even coming up with, your own production company, like how does one get into that? Like how did you start it?
Yeah, yes. Sure. So the biggest things I would say is number one, and this is cliche, but that's why I'll say it quick and get off it, is don't ever give up. Just if you want to do something, find any which way to do it. So now that we got that cliche thing out of the way, it's make short films. Literally, physically go and do it, whether it's with your phone. I mean, these things can shoot now, whatever. Just get started on something. Film it, get it down, write it down. Even if you don't have a full story out of it, improv, whatever. Just get something on tape. And then learn the editing process, learn how to don't jump the line, learn how to light, you know what I mean? And the only way you can really do that is, I believe, is actually physically doing it. Mm-hmm. So that's the best thing is I would say, literally, if you want to make a movie, start with a short film or start with just a scene. It doesn't even have to be a short film. And then move into the steps of entering into festivals, then try to network. Going to these conventions are great because you can meet so many like-minded people. Also get a team that you can trust because it's really hard to do this on your own. You need a good group of people to round you out and to help push each other and also kind of take some of the workload off. And then eventually, you can start making your features and, again, festivals and things, and then try to do some low end stuff, no budget kind of movies, because it's really hard to raise a budget, prove to people you can do it. And then eventually, if you keep at it, someone will come along the way and say, okay, I want to put some money towards you, whether that's a family member or a friend. And then eventually it goes into strangers. So it's never trying to jump a step too early. It's kind of just understand, okay, and take it step by step and just know that every moment you're building towards something. And it's okay to plateau as long as you don't go backwards. That's the main thing. Yep. It's okay to stay and then just keep going. So,
yeah. So, Angel, start making those short films, please.
Soon.
I'm on them all the time.
Soon.
Yeah. You will. Yeah. But anyways, so how long? I know, like it's your brother is partners with you as well in the Fuzz on the Lens, right? How long have you guys been doing this? Like, how long has the production company been in place, and like, how long before that were you making short films and little sketches and stuff?
Yeah, so I started obviously working with my brother at a very young age. I remember we used to steal my mom's little video camera camcorder and just run around making movies. Thinking we're going to get them in the movie theater. And, I went to college for it. And that's where I actually met my other business partner. Well, I went to grammar school with my other business partner. We weren't friends, which is quite interesting. And then when we went to high school, we became friends. So went to high school and joined the television studio that we had there. I was very fortunate to have a television studio at my high school. And I became the lead anchor on that show. And I changed it up to doing a lot of skits, kind of like Saturday Night Live style. But then I would also do short films. I get a lot of the student body involved. I get a lot of the teachers involved. And that really taught me the behind the scenes of, okay, how to really do this right, how to get people interested, how to create a story. Then I went to college and continued doing that short film thing I was talking about, entering festivals, putting things on YouTube. And then the funny story about Fuzz on the Lens is we were shooting a film. And my friend, who's an accountant now, has nothing to do with the business. He was recording a scene. And as he's recording the whole thing, it's still going. We actually still have the footage. He's going, turn the camera on, blowing on the lens, saying there's a fuzz on this lens. So for a half hour, us morons are looking into the lens, trying to find this fuzz, blowing on it, cleaning it with our shirts. Lo and behold, we find out it was a smudge on the viewfinder, not a fuzz on the lens, but it became a kind of ongoing joke. Every time we shot something, hey, make sure you check that fuzz on the lens, or do you see that fuzz on the lens? And this was about 2007 when that happened.
Oh, wow.
And then about 2010-ish, we started identifying as Fuzz on the Lens. And then in 2013, we actually formed the legal LLC and said, okay, we're gonna really go for this.
Nice.
Awesome.
And Brendan saying that the story is priceless. It is. When they make a documentary or when they make the movie about Fuzz on the Lens, I don't know. You can react it.
Right.
React it. Yeah.
So when you were doing the you said the whole storyline for Stream was like 2016. Like when because we've had different people on with different thoughts and stuff? Like when you're making something, do you already have the idea for the next one then? Or is it, okay, we made something, now you take a little bit of time and then you have something? Because some people are like, I have 10 scripts in my head, and as I'm taping something, I'm thinking about the other one. Like, how does it work for you?
So it depends. It's definitely project dependent. It definitely depends on the time that we're doing it and the time frame. I've had where it's just, this is the one thing and I have no idea anything after that. With Stream in particular, though, we knew that we wanted to make this a franchise. And as we were writing Stream, we knew the other few movies and storylines of where we wanted to go. Now, again, though, if you're a good filmmaker or a decent filmmaker, or, you realize that you've got to also adapt with the times. This was written in 2016. So even though we have these stories and the ideas of where we want to go, we still haven't shot them yet. And as time changes, your story and your kind of way you're going to do it changes. But the overall where we want to go and how we want to do it is still intact. And we actually had that idea very early on. We were writing the original Stream film. And again, like I said, though, times kind of adjusted and also growth kind of adjusted my mindset on exactly how we're going to do it. Mm-hmm. But the overall umbrella of it is still intact. Yeah.
So I didn't realize that it was the plans are to be a franchise. How far out do you in your mind, like how many movies do you think are included? Or is this going to be like Halloween where they're still making them?
Well, we've been lucky. Anybody's lucky enough to have a franchise as successful as that. So I won't say that. It'd be cool. But we have 3 movies right now. Mm-hmm. That I think we can get done, and then we'll take it from there. At the same token, I don't want to just be involved in just Stream, just like Damien doesn't want to just be doing Terrifier movies. Right. So we have other things that we want to accomplish, other genres we want to, go into. But for now, we definitely think that Stream could hold. I think it could hold more than 3 films because the idea is so unique, and it's not like Michael Myers is one person kind of dependent. As you see, ours is more about the situation and more about the game that is presented. So there's multiple storylines, multiple characters, and it's one unique mask, but it could be worn by different people. We didn't pigeonhole ourselves into this one, Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers, which is good and bad. I'm sure people are going to like that. I'm sure people are going to not like that, but that's fine. This is something, again, different that we're trying to do. So
they want something different, then you give them something different, and then they complain because it's different.
Right. Well, the horror fans are the most opinionated for sure, but they're the best. That's why I love them. They're not afraid to speak their mind, and they're very passionate about things that they're passionate about, and they love it, and that's why they talk about it so much.
Yeah. I agree. You don't see. I stupidly say it all the time, but you don't see rom-com conventions out there.
No.
They say that although I would go to one. There is I think the Lifetime Movie Network had a convention or something.
They did. I just heard this. They are still doing that. And my wife just told me about that. It's a Christmas movie Hallmark thing. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. With Candace Cameron Bure is going to go. And I'm like, oh, maybe I should start tapping into that part. I don't know.
There are people that make a pretty decent living. Talk to Dee Wallace. She's in a bunch of them.
Yeah. And they pump those things out. I had a couple actors that do those things, and they do like 4 a year, where they'll shoot them back to back to back to back, the same crew, the same cast, changing up the roles, and then they release them all at Christmas time.
Nothing. They're the same story too.
I was about to say almost every single.
It's the same shots, the same story.
Yeah.
It's just you play the
this year. This year we're coming home for Christmas.
This guy's rich, and he meets a girl, and is she all about the money? And There's an actress that her dad was my science teacher. Her name is Alicia Witt. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She was in the movie Dune back in the day.
Yeah, I know the movie. Yeah.
And she was in 4 Rooms. She played the girl that was hanging out with Madonna.
Yeah. Whatever. Oh wow, cool.
Yeah, she's from Worcester, and she's been in a ton of them. That's pretty much all she does now. But whatever.
You can make a career out of it. Yeah. I'd like to do one day just to say I did them. But they're so cookie cutter though. Yeah. That's the thing is they have a formula. They shoot it in like 20 days, and it's just wide, close up, 2-shot, move on. Sometimes you don't even get that much.
What you do is if you get one, it's sneak little Easter eggs in it for horror fans. Is that so they don't know? Have someone wearing a Terrifier shirt.
Right. Just start doing this cross promotion thing and blow the whole thing up.
Have a weird poster in the background that no one knows what it is. Or
a Stream poster in the background.
Yeah, Stream poster.
We do that. There are a lot of Easter eggs in our films. Even if you check out, I don't know if you guys ever saw the Halloween 60 thing we did a while back. We did the spoof on the Halloween shot-for-shot trailer of the original 2018 Halloween trailer, the one from a couple of years ago. We did a shot-for-shot spoof where Michael Myers needs Viagra to get his knife up. And I got the thing here somewhere. I can actually show you quick. It's right here. Hold on. So this was the mask we used. It's a current mold of William Shatner's face now. So anybody knows Halloween knows the mask Michael Myers was a painted Captain Kirk. Mm-hmm. So here's our mask here with a receded hairline. And we did Halloween 6. The thing blew up. It went viral. So it was a pretty cool experience.
That's awesome
to do that. Yeah, we had fun.
Yeah. And so, because Sergio was actually asking about it a while ago, what are your thoughts on the new Halloween? Like, you've seen the trailer, I'm assuming, and are you excited for it? Are you just like, okay, whatever?
No, I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm being a fan of the franchise. I have a lot of friends in that franchise too. You can't help but being excited for it. I mean, like I said, though, who knows if it doesn't look like it's going to be the same kind of stuff that they've done over and over. It looks like they're trying to do something different and trying to, I hear one's very violent. I hear that it's action like John Wick style in a sense. Oh, wow. Like, I mean, it even looks that way in the trailer. There's like, Michael looks like he's moving pretty quick nowadays for his age, which could be good and bad. I mean, I'm excited for the new direction, but I also know what this film is going to be. It's going to be just a bunch of killing, kind of no real advancement in the story because they're trying to get to part 3 of their trilogy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even think my opinion, it doesn't even look like Michael and Laurie come face to face. It looks like they're kind of building that moment to when it's all going to happen in the third one, which, you know, it's cool with the kills, but I like a little meat. I like a little story. I don't like knowing that they're kind of just working their way to another film.
Yeah. And Brendan's saying that they kill firemen, poor firemen.
Right.
Yeah. I heard there's a petition to.
I saw that. So.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I know I'm a rare bird when it comes to this. Not only am I not a big Robin Williams fan, I'm also not a big Halloween franchise guy.
Okay.
My favorite one is the third one because he's not in it. But
the third one's good though. It's a good movie.
Think it's great.
Great movie.
I never liked it at first till I went back and finally realized. I said, okay, let me look at this. You know, not so just Michael Myers, and I thought it was great. I thought it was a good movie.
With age, my tastes have changed. So like growing up, I was all about Elm Street stuff, and now I think it doesn't hold up. And I wasn't so much about Friday the 13th. Now I think Friday the 13th is better to me.
See, I got to give it a shot then, because I was never a big Friday the 13th guy, and I was always an Elm Street guy too.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Elm Street falls apart. I mean, don't get me wrong. The first handful are great.
Right.
But when Roseanne Barr and Tom Arnold end up showing up in the movie, I'm like, okay, he just looks like a melted pizza. I don't like this. Like,
they jumped the shark.
Oh, totally.
As they say.
Oh, totally. But that being said, I did see the most, before the one that's coming out, obviously, the last Halloween movie in the theater, and I did really like it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good time. So I'll give it another shot. I mean, I watched them all not that long ago when the Scream Factory set came out. I watched them all, and I was just like, it still doesn't do anything for me. But I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, maybe you'll like this one since it's supposed to be a lot different. So, and I respect what they're doing. They're giving a lot of production value to it.
Yeah.
You know, and they're definitely doing this for the Halloween fans that are out there, and that's cool that they care.
So actually, kind of touching on this, like, so even with Terrifier, and you're saying that you have at least 3 movies for stream in mind, is it something where you would let it kind of franchise off to other directors and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'm always open to that. You know, there's no, it's really how it kind of goes and how my career kind of goes and what's available at the moment. But I have no problem with that. I know I'd like to at least do the next one. You know, just being a part of this first one and seeing where it can go. I'm excited about it, but I have no problem if somebody's, you know, a really good director out there that wants to take a shot at it and we're able to provide that for them. I'm totally open to that, especially if there's different opportunity for me to kind of go and do something else and, you know, just produce it. That's fine with me. Like the James Wan or even Carpenter and things like that, they do it. So
yeah, it seems terrifying to me. No pun intended, but it seems like it's your baby kind of deal. And it's just like, hey, go do something else. Like,
oh, that's why I make sure I produce it. So this way that I still have a little oversight on that. And
that's the thing is if you watch like the first 3 Elm Streets and they're fantastic, and then you get farther back and it's just like, oh my God, how is he okay with this? Like, is it just like, okay, it's money, whatever.
Right.
You know,
right. But still have a little, you know, pride in your work too, and where this thing is going. That's for sure. Yeah.
Now, I mean, you've done, like I said, projects with a whole bunch of names in it. Like, were you starstruck at all, like, with acting with any of these, like, superstars? Or are you past that point where you're like, okay, I've been in the business for a little bit longer that I don't, because you said you were, you are horror fans and stuff like that. Did you ever get on set and you're like, okay, now I'm working with,
it's weird. Like when I'm on set, it's kind of like a totally different mindset. Like you're there to work and it's just kind of happening. But every once in a while, I do try to take a step back and appreciate and go, wow, like I can't believe, look who's here in front of me. But a lot of times it doesn't happen. I would say I don't get starstruck often. Certain people, I guess I do. But again, it kind of happens quickly and I'm like excited and then it moves and you get to work and it's just like, okay, it's another day. They're people just like us. And I have just as much fun working with them as I do working with a lot of unknowns. If they're delivering great performances, I'm totally excited, and especially when we're capturing it on screen and that I know it's resonating and that the audience is going to love it. That's what gets me really excited.
Nice. So I know, like we were saying earlier, there's 20 days left on the campaign. Do you have an idea on when you're planning to try to get the movie out?
Yeah, so it's going to definitely be after Terrifier 2 is released. Which everybody always asks, when's Terrifier 2 coming out? So, I mean, we're working on that. Damien's working very hard, and that's getting closer and closer every day. So this definitely won't jump Terrifier 2. This will come out after that. If I was to guess, it would be probably somewhere in the summer to fall, about a year from now kind of time frame, which is great because that's Halloween. And, after you finish the movie, obviously, then there's a whole bunch of hurdles you have to go through, after scoring and color correction and sound design. Then there's also do you want to do the festival route, or you get a sales agent, a distributor, and what do they say about it? Do they want to hold it off? Do they want to put it out? And then there's that whole negotiation thing. So there's still a little ways to go because we still have a few scenes to shoot, but that's the goal and that's the hope within the year.
Nice. Yeah, that's the one thing as a horror fan, especially when you start getting excited about these things. Then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do the festival run." And you're like, "So we have another year."
Right.
And then sometimes it's even more than that. And then
it's tough. Yeah.
Then there's other people, like other directors we've talked to as well, where they're like, "Oh yeah, we wanted to put it out, but our distributor wanted us to change some stuff, and we're sticking to our guns, and we're not going to change it." Yeah. So it's which I respect completely. But at the end of the day, I want to see the movie.
I know. I hear it. It's frustrating to us as well. And, it's definitely tough. Normal Attraction took a while to come out too. That was different. That was more because that movie has a ton of effects on top of its practical stuff. And when you don't have the budget, you kind of go to the people that say, yeah, I'll work on it for cheap, but it's going to be on when I can do it while I'm making money on this stuff. Yeah. So, when you're low budget independent, you got to find any which way to get the movie done. And sometimes that is you're sacrificing time, because you're saving on the money. So,
yeah, it's tough. I mean, the only other thing that I could do to kind of quench my thirst for all these movies is just start going to film festivals more.
Right. Yeah. And you discover some great things in film festivals.
Oh my God.
Some really, really amazing films, whether they're short or features. You really do.
Yeah. And I've said it before in the show, and I'm going to say it again because I think it's ridiculous. I went to a film festival out in Buffalo, New York, years ago. Buffalo Dreams Fantastic Film Festival, and it's a good time. I saw a documentary that blew me away, and it was about quilting squares. Never thought I would care about quilting squares, but sure enough, I did.
Here you are.
It was just really well made.
That's what it is. When you have a good filmmaker, you have a good, crew behind it, you can make anything interesting, I guess.
I like documentary. Yeah, it was about how people paint quilting squares on the side of barns, and it's all throughout the country, and people take tours where they try to find all the squares. I'm I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, I never knew that either. Okay,
right.
Cool.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to go out and look for them, but
we are.
It's still very okay.
We're on a hunt.
Angel's
that's actually Angel's first project. Is this?
Yeah, that's what we're
traveling, going around traveling. That's what
it's a reenactment of me seeing the documentary, then traveling the country trying to find these goddamn squares.
Follow Kevin. He looks for these quilting squares around it. But the problem too with film festivals is you mentioned there's some movies that you might see there and you're like, oh, I can't wait for it to come out. And then it doesn't come out and you're like,
that's it. They live and die on the festival run.
Yep.
That's why you got to find the director or the producer, get their email. And then if that happens, you just email them, send me that screener. I really loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing is we've had, there's an actress, Jessica Cameron, who's had movies that have been.
I know Jessica Cameron.
Yeah, she's had movies that were they're done and they're like working on, but it's been years. I'm like, I want to see these movies. I just want to see them. Like, that's all. But yeah, I mean, maybe someday. But yeah. So we are getting close to the time where we're going to wrap things up. So where can people go to follow all news about even just, more than just Stream, but just Fuzz on the Lens and everything?
Yeah. So the best way, there you go, Normal Traction. Thank you, brother, for the plug. Yeah. So I mean, you could either find me, Michael Leavy, on all social media, Facebook, on Instagram, I'm at Levis Island. Fuzz on the Lens is the easiest way across the board on any platform, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and then also at Stream Franchise. That's also across the board on any of those. And you could, if you specifically just want to follow about Stream, but if you follow Fuzz on the Lens, you'll be able to see everything that's going on as well. So then find me too.
Yeah, and the Indiegogo. Make sure people look that up. I like the blackjack and poker.
Thank you. Yeah. We're trying to offer as many different levels and tiers because we understand money's hard to come by and everybody works hard for it. And listen, even if it's $5 to 500, 5,000, it all means the same to us. You're helping contribute to this project, and that means that because you're giving us your hard-earned money, that you have faith in us, and it doesn't matter what level. We truly appreciate any level of it and any amount. Even a simple share goes a long way if you can't contribute monetarily, and it all just helps. And definitely check out the campaign, and we try to have a ton of perks available at any different level. You can find it on Indiegogo, Stream Franchise, and then also if there's any perks that you don't see that you might like, let me know, because again, maybe I can make something happen too.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I just grabbed the DVD. I mean, the Blu-ray.
Awesome. The Blu-ray is always better because we try to make sure that we put a ton of special features on there that we can on the DVD. So this way that even though you're paying a little more, you're getting your bang for your buck. So on the Normal Traction, we had an hour and a half on the Blu-ray behind the scenes documentary and the whole thing. So
wow. Awesome.
I don't know why. Like I saw I don't know if it was the trailer for it or something, but like it looks ridiculous in a very good way, and I don't know why I haven't jumped on it yet. Like take
a look. Let me know your thoughts. It's he reviewed it, and it was a fun little campy style. I love 80s, 90s. Not meant to be taken seriously. Fun little ride movie, and practical effects. Kind of cheesy looking makeup and monsters, but it's fun.
See, that's the thing is I don't think they're cheesy looking at all. I think they look phenomenal. Like was it your brother that was playing one of the characters?
Finbar. Yeah. Finbar. Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is that?
But as I was watching it, it probably had nothing. But as I'm watching it, it reminded me of the Princess Bride meets and it just brought me back to my childhood, and I loved it so much.
That's what it was. We wanted to make an adult version of a childhood movie. We were inspired by Halloween Town or Hocus Pocus or Princess Bride. We kind of threw everything in there and then said, all right, let's add sex humor to it and see what happens.
Creepy. But yeah, it's one I've wanted to check out for a while. I just got to jump on it.
Awesome. I'd love to hear your thoughts too when you
see it.
Do it.
Now, on your social media and stuff, I saw join the stream too. Is that a running hashtag and whatever?
Yeah. Yep. Hashtag join the stream. That you can follow as well and catch any updates. And that's also what we're using to promote the movie and to make sure everything's kind of in one nice little folder, as they say, the virtual folders.
Nice.
And I think that was cool too. I follow it on Instagram where you have little videos of all the stars that are in it and why they wanted to join the project and everything.
And that's the advantage of doing an Indiegogo that you have after shooting the movie, because you have a lot of content you can share. And we made sure over the last few months that we put all this together because we really wanted to showcase what we have, what kind of project. We really do think it's special, and we wanted to really make sure it was polished and that you guys can get a sense of really where we're coming from and why we're so excited about it.
Nice. Cool. And just one last, Finbar was my favorite character in it. So, and he also said that he jumped on the producer perk.
Yes.
It was very worth it.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Go join the club and join the production producer perk. I mean, I can't money wise.
Yeah.
I mean, but
we also have. I don't know if anybody saw this. Any Terrifier fans that might be watching this? We have one left, a Terrifier 2 production use slate, and there were only a certain amount of them that were used, and they're all gone. One we have, the other one was given to Damien, and then a few were sold. This is one left, and you get to see what scene it was used in.
Oh wow!
And it comes with a certificate of authenticity. So there's only one left, and we're offering that too on the Indiegogo.
That's huge. Yeah. Because I mean, that's the other cool thing with you guys working together is that the cross pollination of fans too.
Yeah, which is great. It's great, and like we just love working together. We just have a great friendship, and that carries over. We have a lot of fun on set. It doesn't matter who's directing. Like we're working also with Marcus Slaybine, who's I don't know if you know who that is. He's also directing The Night of Living Dead 2, and we're working on that with him, which is pretty cool. And that's got a great cast. Great, it's coming along nicely. We shot some stuff, and hopefully more will be released soon. I don't know what can be said or can't be said, so I'll kind of leave it at that. But it's definitely a lot of fun, and it looks great. So
yeah, from what I've seen, the little snippets here and there, and some of the special effects stuff that's been coming out, it looks like it's gonna be a good time.
Thank you. Yeah, we got a good team, and we're just having fun making movies.
Nice. So that being said,
all about.
Yeah, exactly. So we just want to do the rundown of everyone else for plugs and everything. So Angel, where can people follow you?
You can find me on That Strange Show every other week, sometimes every month, and then here with Kevin and Tony once in a while, kicking it. But yeah, make sure you check out the Indiegogo, pick up Blu-ray or something, or whatever. They got a lot of stuff on here, and definitely looking forward to what you guys put out.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
And also, you're going to be, I think it's just going to be Sunday, though. You're going to be at that Monster Expo in Reading this week. So if you're watching this and you're in Massachusetts, Mandy from That Strange Show has a booth. So go check out her makeup. It's awesome. Also, the network, the Orkney Podcast Network, is going to have a booth there as well. So stop by, say hi. Alex Hovey's got a booth. There's a bunch of our old regulars.
It comes from the 508 Productions going to be there.
Yep.
Buddy
Rough
Austin.
Rough House Publishing. Yep. And so go check that out. It'll be a good time. So
Saturday and Sunday.
Yep. So Tony, what about yourself?
You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. It'll be on there. I'm doing the 31 Days Half October series, where I'm doing a horror movie review for every day of the month. So 31 horror movie reviews in 31 days. Whole bunch of people are doing it. Even the 13th Wolfman, he should have been on tonight, but he's doing that as well. You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on TikTok, where I do movie reviews and unboxings, no twerking, like Kevin tries to tell everyone that I do. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course, here most Tuesdays, for the Wicked Horror Show, we try to do it every week. Sometimes
things happen where guests can't make it, and people are
life happens.
Exactly. We do it as much as we can.
And check out our Instagram as well, Wicked Horror Show Instagram, where I try to update and post the little snippets that Kevin makes, which he does a really good job. I try to put those on there as well. So Kevin.
Yes, Knuckle on Instagram. Besides doing this show with these lovely people, I'm also part of Black and White Fright and Secret Underground Hideout, all of which are on the Dorking Podcast Network. Go to thedorking.com for more information on those. Thanks for listening and watching. And go support Stream on Indiegogo. 20 days left. Do it. Be a producer. Get a movie. Get the slate from Terrifier 2. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you.
It's ending.